Okay, I'm getting ready to leave Fairway Bay Marina. Wait, check this out. It's cold in New Zealand. Last night I had 3 wool blankets and a comforter. I'm gonna show you my layers, my lasagna bed. Blanket 1, blanket 2, blanket 3, blanket 4. But it's cold. And I'm so ready to get up to the islands. So there's a weather window yesterday that a lot of boats left on, but unless you were a fast boat, it was going to be really bad. This is so weird. There's only a week of weather window before this nasty northerlies kicked in, so there's no way that I would have made it out before that happened because I'm not a fast boat. So it's mostly the big boats that were going. It looks like in about a week there's another window that I might take. So I'm trying to sail up to Opua because that's a better place to leave from anyway for me. It cuts out about 120 miles of coastal sailing, which is really exhausting for a single-hander because you can't really sleep. So anyway, I took one of my last showers because there's no way I'm showering in the ocean. I'm just gonna get really disgusting. And then hopefully I'll be in Opua in the next couple days. Today's Saturday. I have until Wednesday to get up there, and then this really horrible storm where it's blowing in the 50s plus is gonna hit. So I need to be sort of dug in where I'm at. This morning's a little bit hectic. I'm getting ready to leave the marina, so I'm just gonna keep moving. I'm also gonna start paperwork for Vanuatu, which is exciting. And I have coffee preheated from yesterday on the bubble.
Bye! There's Holly departing Fairway Bay, Gulf Harbour, in Gecko, bound for Opua, Bay of Islands, waiting on her mainsail, and then a weather window to depart New Zealand and head up to Vanuatu.
I'm off out of the marina, thanks to Rob for helping me get the Gek all spun around because it was kind of a tricky spot to get out of, and heading towards, I think, Whangarei, but we'll see once I get out there. All right, I've had to motor sail all day because the wind has been pretty light, but it's been enough of a breeze that I'm motor sailing at about 4.5, 5 knots, which is really cool. I have about 110 miles to get to Opua. 4 days to get there, not very great amount of wind, so I'm kind of, normally I might sail at 2.5 knots if it was just sort of a pleasure sail situation, but I'm pretty motivated to get up there because on Wednesday it starts to blow 50 and I really want to be somewhere safe. I have about 15 miles to go, so I'm definitely getting in the dark. I'm going to this anchorage that I found it on Navionics. It's by a beach. No one has made any comments about it on Navionics, so I'm not sure how good the anchorage actually is, but I think with this wind direction it should be okay because I have a package that I had been waiting on, but then eventually I just had to leave Gulf Harbor, and of course it arrived an hour after I left. So tomorrow I'm gonna hitchhike to Silverdale to pick that package up. It's super beautiful out here. Even though I'm motoring, I have my noise canceling headphones, which this is like a revelation I should have had 4 years ago, but noise canceling headphones are amazing. This is the most I've ever spent on headphones in my life. Normally I go for the like $10 ones at the gas station, but cool, all right. And it's also just an amazing thing to have when I'm motoring. Instead of wearing earplugs, I can put these on and then have music or podcasts or whatever, which is really pretty. I'm so happy to be, well, not even sailing, but at least out here again. It's just beautiful, and I'm getting off course. The wind vane doesn't like the light wind like this. It's so beautiful, and I've just spent basically 2 months either on anchor or on the dock working on boat projects almost every day. The real reason that I live on a boat is for these moments, and for that I am just so happy, so thankful. It's kind of resetting me in a way that I've really needed these past 2 months. Also, the new wind vane fix looks great. It works amazingly. It's starting to get cold. I'm really happy that I only have about 12 miles to go. The wind is filling in, which is awesome. It's definitely a push to get up, but if the next few days are as enjoyable as this one, I don't even care that my tiller pilot is broken again, The wind vane doesn't really work in this light wind amazingly, but I don't even mind being on the helm all day. I'm just so happy to be at sea again. It feels so good. I'm just getting into the anchorage. It's 8:30. Dropped the hook. I'm just letting the boat swing back on it, and now I'm gonna back down on the anchor and then probably not put away the sails because I'm gonna be taking off again tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, pretty excited to be in. It's been a great day of sailing. It's been something I didn't know how much I needed, so yeah. All right, anchor is set. Now I'm gonna take you on a journey of how I turn off the engine temporarily. We remember this is temporary. In we go. 17 mil wrench. There we have it. Not the best way, it does spray a little bit of diesel around. Definitely don't want to continue to do this, but it sure works. The snubber is snubbed. Everything is put away as much as it's gonna be. Kettle is on, and I'm just chilling in my PJs before I go to bed. It's okay, I just woke up. Time to see where I am. This is beautiful. Wow. Wild. It's really fun coming in at night. I mean, the coming in part isn't always fun, but waking up in a new place, super fun. Now that I'm looking around, I could feel kind of crunching on my anchor chain, which means I'm on rocks, but it makes sense because I've actually anchored right by the point, which is really rocky. Had I come in here during the day, I would have anchored further over because I would have been able to see what I was doing, but that's future Holly's problem. Sucker! Alright, I had a successful trip into Silverdale, hitchhiked there and back. It only took about half the day. Got back around 2, did some tidying and some chores on my boat, and now I'm getting ready to sail 10 miles north to Whangarei Head's anchorage. There's not a ton of wind, but I might just try to sail it just because it would be nicer than motoring. And that's why we do this, isn't it? Because we love sailing. So I'm just getting everything ready outside. Once I get underway, probably going to be hand steering. So I like to just preset everything.
Pay attention to sound, the one that's coming from your mouth. Don't mean to turn it upside down. I really wanna hear you out. I can't know how it is to be where you so calmly sit. When I'm further my own, there it is, catching only part of it. To just be, to really see something other than just me.
I'm about an hour out from the anchorage. Kind of forgot how early the sun sets now, so I'm gonna get in after dark, which I think is okay. It's obviously not my favorite thing to do, and it's tricky single-handing because I can't really have someone on the bow with a spotlight. So actually last night when I woke up in the morning, I saw that there was a mooring and a no-wake buoy that I somehow managed to not hit, which is awesome. I was only looking out for anchored boats, not moorings, so I guess I'm gonna be more careful coming in tonight. Yeah, just going really slowly, but I think even if I turned on the engine, I'd still get in after dark, so I'm just gonna keep sailing because it's nice. I am just having so much fun sailing every day and doing these little trips. I'm really enjoying it. Alright, I'm coming on to the point where I'm gonna anchor. The spot that looked pretty tucked in was kind of rocky, so I decided not to go there. I've drawn a really big circle. There's not really any wind, so I'm assuming that I'm gonna be moving around 360 degrees. Pretty close to shore, but there's a pretty steep drop off So just picking where I want to be, and I'll drop the hook and be done with tonight. Well, made it in, anchors anchored, snubbers snubbed. It's only 7:30, which is my earliest to get in since I started, which is kind of cool. So I'm probably just gonna have a spot of tea and then maybe go to bed early because I am really tired. Morning. Waking up in Smuggler's Cove outside of Whangarei. It's really pretty here. I'm gonna say not quite the stunning reveal as yesterday, but with that being said, it's gorgeous. It's bloody gorgeous. Yesterday was just amazing because I was in this enormous bay that normally I would never be able to be in without having some sort of a roll, and it was just dead flat. Because I remember what the depth was doing when I came in here, and there was a point when it started to get shallow really quickly, and I realized now it was over by those rocks. Cool. So even though it's really cold outside, I open the hatches in the morning. I'm just cracking them because of the condensation, and it's really dry outside right now, so that it melts out the condensation really quickly. Then I'm just gonna leave the companionway cracked like that. Oh, maybe not. You know what? It's too cold for this. Just gonna zip it back. There we go. And time for some coffee. And then this is my leisurely morning, so I think I'm gonna get underway at 9. Or maybe earlier, depending. Oh, there's a bird. Okay, it's anchors away. Setting off into the beautiful blue day. 18 miles of hopefully not motor sailing, but definitely motor sailing out around this point because there's not a lot of wind.
Look around, open up to the sound. If I could give you more than half an ear, if I could give you more than half an ear.
Sunny and squally today. I've had 2 little bits of rain, which I hope isn't an indication that it's going to keep doing this because I still have quite a ways to go to get to Opua. Tomorrow is going to be a full-on, probably a 12 to 14 hour day of sailing. I'm going to leave really early. I like cold. My little earsies. Yeah. I am in my full situation. Alright, I am 2 and a bit miles from the anchorage, and there's this really nasty weather system coming up from the south that I'm trying to get in before this hits, so the wind kind of dropped as well. I turned on the engine. It looks terrible, and I would rather not sit in the pouring rain on my boat if I don't have to. I'd rather be down below thinking, oh, thank God I got into the anchorage before that happened. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's a race to the finish. I'm all anchored up. So I came in just as it was starting to rain. I was choosing my anchor spot, so I only got rained on for the anchoring process, which I'd say is pretty good timing. Glad that I'm doing a shorter day today. I wasn't really crazy about it because I do still have so far to go, but my engine is really low on oil, and I stupidly forgot to buy some yesterday when I was in town, so I didn't want to motor any more than I had to, which I think I motored for about 2 hours today. It's not bad low on oil, but it's like needs to be addressed. So the reason I chose this anchorage was that there is a gas station here, and I knew I would be able to sail it because it wasn't as big miles of a day, and I just wanted to get that sorted before I carried on. So tomorrow's going to be a huge day, hopefully not rainy, but for today well, I say I can stay dry, but if it keeps raining at some point I have to go out and buy oil before the store closes. So I'm gonna tidy up down below from the little passage, and hopefully in the next hour or two this rain stops, because I was also hoping to go on a bike ride. I feel very exercise deprived right now. It's another glorious morning. I must say, to all of you out there who wake up 5 or more days a week to an alarm, I have so much respect for you, because it's hard. I'm used to kind of getting up naturally when I get up, which is usually around 6:30 or 7, but for some reason lately I've had to set my alarm to get up at 6:30 or 7, probably because I've been staying up late, and it sucks. So I'm in Tutukaka right now, but I'm going to be leaving to sail up and around to Bay of Islands. The wind is forecast to be a bit stronger today, which would be cool if I could sail the whole thing and not have the motor on and do a decent speed. I would love to get in before dark. Oh man, it's so cold. My GoPro battery's at 50% and it keeps turning off saying it's on low power mode. This is all the condensation that's in my boat every morning, and it's over the entire overhead. You can see it here too. It's just wet. Like wet. So I've opened up the hatches. See, the hatch is wet too, just to try to dry it out. It does dry out throughout the day as long as it doesn't rain. And same in the Dodger. The Dodger is super wet. Look at the, yeah. It's just that my boat doesn't like the cold. So yep, just making another pot of coffee. Woohoo! And then I'm off into that. I see some rain out there. It's not quite the blue that it was before, but I think these rainstorms are passing, so at least it's not going to be big bad. All right. Pre-departure preparations are almost done. I have coffee on the boil. I have a kettle on the boil for a thermos of tea to keep me warm in the cockpit. Oh, coffee is done. Hell yeah! Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I just need to start the engine, up the anchor, and head out into the day. It's time to start the beast. The beast does not like to start when it's cold. Alright, I'm off. I'm yelling because the motor's on. Sailing into the sunrise. Hopefully once I get out of the harbor the wind fills in a bit and I can turn off the engine, put up the head sail, and have a really nice sail. That's the dream.
I hit the brakes, throw stones into a quiet lake. What is it you're really saying? I turn the thoughts to little waves. Space on either side of every single word I write. I found you in another line. Notice all the time it takes to just be, to really see something other than just me. To lean in, look around, open up.
So the wind's filled in. I was able to put the wind bait on actually, which is really nice. Oftentimes coastal sailing I can't use it because the wind is sort of really shifty and then I just do giant circles. Because of that, I just made breakfast, pot of beans, and I am working on my departure paperwork for New Zealand. So I'm sitting here in the cockpit with my laptop filling in forms while my boat sails itself in generally the right direction, which is pretty cool. I just got a very exciting email. My sail has arrived from Rolly Tasker. It's waiting for me in Opua Marina. It was supposed to get here on Thursday, and today's only Tuesday, so they must have sent it really fast. They've been super amazing to communicate, like very easy to communicate with. The whole process was really, like, I felt taken care of throughout the whole thing. I gave them my measurements for the new sail, and they said that they had actually made a sail for a grind before, and that the measurements for that grind were slightly different than mine. And I was like, well, they probably did a better job of measuring than I did, so I'm gonna go with theirs. I told them that I was trying to leave New Zealand in a bit of a hurry, and they pushed my order through to rush it out in time, and then they obviously sent it fast because it's only taken 4 days, I think, for it to get from Thailand to New Zealand, which is very cool. So I'm just over the moon excited because, okay, so today's Tuesday, tomorrow I get my sail, and then on Sunday I leave. There's a weather window that looks pretty sweet to get up to Vanuatu, so I will have my new sail for that passage. So the shakedown with my new Rolly Tasker sail is going to be sailing from New Zealand to Vanuatu. I just got into Urquhart Bay, which is the first bay that I anchored in after I left Opua back in November when I first arrived in New Zealand, and it's beautiful as ever, super warm now. I've taken off all my layers except my long underwear shirt, and I'm sort of thinking I'll change into a t-shirt once I finish putting away the boat, which is pretty cool. Another beautiful morning, and I'm motor sailing towards Opua Marina. I'm gonna stay in the marina for a couple days because there's a giant weather system that's hitting New Zealand tomorrow night. It's gonna be blowing in the 50s, and I just don't want to deal with being on anchor for that. Plus I'm getting ready to leave in a couple days, so it's nice to be on the dock. Just makes life easier. I will say I have never stayed on docks more than I have in the last 2 months in New Zealand, but it's just been such nasty weather that I'm very happy to not be on anchor. So I'm just thinking about how in a couple days I'll be sailing out of this very Bay of Islands that I'm sailing into, and, you know, leaving New Zealand indefinitely, starting on the first solo passage I'll have done in almost a year, and, you know, heading out to sea, to the unknown, to a potentially shitty passage. Oops, I'm not supposed to swear anymore. I will bleep that out in the editing process. Yeah, fun thoughts. Thanks for watching this week's episode. I put up new YouTube videos every 2 weeks on Mondays, and for my patrons, you guys get a snack on the weeks that I don't put out a full-length YouTube episode. Thank you so much to all of my hair looks crazy. Thank you so much to all of my patrons that made it worse, who support me and make this trip possible. I couldn't do it without you guys. I'm just leaning into it now. I don't know what's happening. Whoa. The sunset's really beautiful. Where was I? Yes, patrons, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. If you'd like to become a patron, my Patreon is patreon.com/windhippie. And for one-time donations, I have a PayPal, paypal.me/windhippie. Thank you guys for all of your donations. They're really basically all that's keeping me going on this trip, and able to continue making videos of what I'm doing for you guys. I'm in Vanuatu right now. As you guys know, my YouTube's lag behind my real life, so right now I'm the only one in this anchorage. It's this beautiful reefy area that's you kind of have to weave in through bommies using satellite maps because the actual charts themselves are completely useless here, but once you're in, it's amazing. I was just here with a bunch of friends, but they all left today, and I decided to stay one more day because 1, I love it here, 2, I'm tired, and 3, I needed to do a bunch of editing, including this video, because I have some deadlines coming up, like Monday, for example. Oh, this is what it looks like, though. I have my sails all ready to go because I'm taking off at sunrise tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys for all of your amazing comments. I love reading them. Thank you, Tish, for helping me get these videos scheduled on YouTube and reminding me when I need to edit another episode. If you guys would like Wind Hippie merchandise, I have a shop. It's in the link below. You can find t-shirts and hats and stickers, etc. all in that shop. And that's it, I think. I'll see you guys, patrons, I'll see you next week on Patreon with a snack. And YouTubers, I'll see you in 2 weeks with another full-length episode. Okay, bye!